What I liked about the Abdominals in Action series is the particular way Deborah weaves in the principles of the Feldenkrais work, making it accessible to anyone.
But then she has her own fresh take on it and her own experiences. And
she's clearly taken this material and it's in her being.
The increased flexibility is very pleasant from my perspective. After a lifetime of having a very rigid back, I feel like I can move for the first time in my life in ways that I never have been able to. And having a better appreciation for abdominal has helped that.
I grew up in an era where we used our abdomen really to try to straighten out our spine. I realized that I really wasn't connecting with my abdomen.
My spine needs support, but never actually got my abdominals helping me very much.
I learned so much about my habits in this series.
One of my lifelong habits has been a reactivity to be essentially, what's the right term? A bit in fight or flight mode all the time, because that's how I grew up. And with issues in my back from the leg length problem, I was always fighting my body.
I learned ways that I was holding myself that was completely keeping me bound up in certain parts of my abdomen.
People get the idea, oh, abdominals, that's, a six-pack crunch. We did, well, number one, we weren't crunching, we were activating in a powerful sensory way in different positions.
Her language about guiding you through what you might be sensing is very useful.
It was so beautifully put together in a way that helped me to deepen my experience of myself, to bring more confidence to my movement.
Being able to relax and enjoy movement more is really nice.
I suffer from occasional gut discomfort, and I found the lessons just transformative. I felt so much better in my whole being after each lesson.
This has expanded my ideas or thoughts about the breathing space.
Deborah's expertise on the pelvic floor was a wonderful addition to this because, oh, well, surprise, they're right there next to each other. And yes, indeed, they have to work together. And she knows as much about that as anybody in this whole world. So that was a great addition to the series. It wasn't just the abdominals, it's our whole self.
My abs are being appreciated more and more.
I got some appreciation, I guess, for the complexity and for some of the nuance of my abdominals. That was very pleasant to experience and say, oh, I can move this way. And I even got so excited once I thought I should take up belly dancing.
It's so interconnected with breath, so it's very holistic.
The way the breath is incorporated into the classes, when the class was over and I stood up, I just felt, wow, amazing. So light and free and open.
Since this series, I just have a clearer sense of moving from my middle, and that it's not just my limbs in charge of what I do.
A little is a lot. Small movements with good intent and crafted and put together properly have a powerful effect. And to have the freedom to really find out what's possible.
If you're of a certain age, you need power in the middle to keep yourself safe and active and powerful. If you're a young athlete and have been told to crunch your six-pack, you're not engaging nearly the possible power that you have. Anybody in between that wants to have a good life, that's who I'd recommend it to.
So I would highly recommend that course to almost anybody. But certainly people that are having any issues, low back issues, or structural posture issues would be benefited by doing the abdominals course.
If a woman were interested in having a child or after having a child, anytime when they might be feeling weaker or wanting to feel stronger just because they'd let themselves go, if they were doing a lot of sitting or gaining weight or different situations where their abdominal muscles and posture might have gone by the wayside.
My husband just broke his leg. So we've been going through that series, and it's made his rehabilitation, like, he's just astonished.
I would recommend this series to anyone who happens to be human.